sweep.
Yeah, Pete, it looks like you got a tan.
Oh shoot, I was in the box.
Not still. Still looks like you got some.
Yeah.
Frank, what was your interpretation of how Phil did today in handling the role of being the starter?
Yeah, first off, you got to look at the whole spring. He had 15 consistent days out there. Wow, I thought he had a great spring. I saw him grow as a person. I saw him get better as a player. I saw 15 days of making good, decisive decisions, not only in the passing game, but he made good run checks, good protection adjustments. And, the other 2 seasons that I've worked with Phil, he probably threw the ball better than I've been around him. I thought he had a great spring. I can't wait to see where he takes it.
Frank, Christian looked really good on his opening drive. I think 6 of 7, touchdown.
Yeah.
What was your takeaway of his efforts today?
Wow, what a great drive. Was that not pretty? We knew it was the second offense versus the first defense, so we wanted to get the ball out of our hand fast. And Christian did a great job making quick, decisive decisions. He threw the ball with accuracy. We really made some nice plays that drive. And once again, Christian is a talented young man. We have a talented quarterback room. It's not where he is, but it's where he's going to be. Really excited about where Christian's going as a quarterback.
MJ Devonshire told us about Phil. He said, I try to get in players' heads and I try to snap at him. And he's like, whenever I talk smack to him, Phil might look at me and then go throw the ball right past me on the next play. How do you see Phil as the charismatic leader where he both, hypes up his team, but also kind of let the other team know, hey, I got this over here?
Well, Phil, you're talking about decorated athlete, especially here in Western PA, right? All-state football, all-state basketball, state champion. And I can remember Coach Kasparovich said to me a couple years ago at Boston College, wait till you see him on game day. So the first time I saw him on game day, he was a different dude, man. You know what I mean? He turns it up. He's a competitor. He's a winner. He's a leader. I don't think our guys have quite seen the game day feel of, what he really becomes when the lights are on. Just really happy for him because I know he had a great spring. He feels good about himself. And, that's what it's all about. We want to see kids get better, have success, and feel good about themselves.
Your running back room had a really good showing in the first half, 3 touchdowns in 3 different ways. Do you anticipate, trying to find a way to get all those guys involved?
Oh, absolutely. Coach Powell does a great job with the running back room. It's a talented room. And, our plan today was to go out there and have some fun. And, we weren't sure how much we were going to really run the ball when Phil, Christian, and Nate were in there. I thought Rodney and Sebo and Daniel, and I think you saw where Derek's talented, and TJ had some nice runs. Yeah, we're blessed.
What are you looking forward to and working on in the future? What do you look forward to working on in the future to make this Pitt team better?
Well, that's a great question. The formula for success, hard work. When you take a look at offensively, we want to keep working on the details, the fundamentals, the techniques, because it's really the foundation for your success as a football player, are your fundamentals and techniques. You got to not only know what to do, but how to do it and why. Smarter players are better players. We know they'll go into a great strength and conditioning program next week to get bigger, stronger, faster. We'll have a great summer program, which will lead us into training camp. And then really what we got to work on is eliminating the things that lose football games. Minimizing our turnovers, minimizing the penalties, minimizing negative plays, whether it's runs or sacks, and maximizing opportunities. We had a really good spring. I know we'll have a great summer, and looking forward to training camp.
Frank, you were with quite a few skilled players today, but Bub Means looks like he got quite a few opportunities in today's game. Where do you feel has been his biggest growth point over the course of the spring, and how much of a different receiver maybe is he from even the end of last year?
Yeah, I tell you, I'm really impressed with Bob, man. First off, he's a great person. He's a hard worker, but I think we saw his leadership come out this winter, even before spring ball. You could see him, coaching and helping and developing the other perimeter players. Bob is a big, strong, fast player that makes competitive catches. Really happy for Bob, because he had such a great offseason, great spring. and excited to see where we take it.
How much of your bag of tricks did you leave when you leave for another day today?
Well, you know, we wanted to have fun. I mean, what do we do? Run two type of reverse plays a day, try to throw a flea flicker, you know. We got a pretty good volume in our offense. You know, so we only ran a few things.
Frank, what did you see from Seymour and Polk over the course of the spring, not just?
Yeah, two really talented guys that came in mid-year. We really like both of them a lot. You know, Izzy and Lamar, they're fast, they have good twitch, they make competitive catches, they're smart. It's going to really help their development for training camp that they were here mid-year. You know, we're excited about both of them.
Frank,
What did
you
see
mentioned
from Carter Johnson, just not necessarily today, but throughout spring?
Well, you know, Carter's one of those guys like Bob. You know, they came in the summertime. So now they've been through the program almost the whole year, and you can see the difference a year makes with these guys' development. They're bigger, stronger, faster. When you take a look at Carter, he knows the system now. He knows what to do and how to do it. He's probably in the best shape of his life. He had a great spring, unbelievable spring. He's doing a great job on the line of scrimmage as a blocker, and he runs really good routes and has good hands. And he's tough. He's a football player.
Frank, how much, you mentioned how consistent Phil has been over all 15 days of spring camp. How much of that do you attribute to just his familiarity with you and your system?
You know, it's a great question because myself and John DiBiaso, the quarterback coach who's worked with Phil in the past, we've asked ourselves that question a few times, and we've actually talked to Phil about it. You know, we think the experience in the system certainly helps because the more you understand a play and the more times you see it with your own eyes, you can make good, decisive decisions. And I think just a change in environment and culture. You know, Coach Narduzzi has a really competitive but positive environment here, and having trusting relationships. But I think third year in the system plays a big role in it.
Jay Cradle talked about how the offensive line is still working to come together, throughout these practices. What kind of progress have you seen from day 1 to day 15?
Well, I tell you what, first off, I believe we have a good offensive line, man. Those guys have a lot of experience. They've played together. They're tough. They're hard-nosed. Now, they go up against a defensive line in a front seven that is very talented, you know, every day in practice. You know, for our offensive line in our blocking unit, practice will probably be much harder than the actual games, to be honest with you. You know, what Coach Bates and Coach Partridge and Coach Manilak do with that front seven, you know, every day of practice, man, it's hard. We got to go to work. But the offensive line, once again, great experience. They've won games for us. When you take a look at last season, I think maybe over the last 4 games, we only had 3 negative plays. You know, so we're excited. We're excited about where we can go.
You brought up Coach DiBiaso. How's he leveled up as a quarterback mentor, and how big of a role did he have this spring in developing Phil and the rest of the guys?
You know, I owe John so much. It's our 3rd year together. And I love the mentoring part, and John totally understands what we're doing on offense. You know, it's really like having a guy that knows exactly what I'm thinking, you know, how we want to train the quarterback. You know, John does a great job training those quarterbacks, fundamentals, techniques, and then in the room, you know, whether it's play design, pass game reads, it's invaluable having John. And I know the relationship that he has with those guys. He builds good, trusting relationships, and it goes a long way with those quarterbacks.
I have a last question.
Go ahead, please. Sure.
I know Gavin Bartholomew is hurt. What's the plan to get him back on the field? How do you think it's going to affect the offense coming into the fall?
Yeah, you know what? Gavin was making tremendous progress this spring. You could see it. You know, in the run game, he was blocking better, especially at the point of attack. In the passing game, his routes, he was getting more at bats. Gavin was having a great spring. Anyone that knows our history, we like to use multiple personnel groupings, same plays, different ways. So, we're excited about what the tight end room can bring us.
Good.